Okay, I know we did a sketch earlier, but I felt like jumping back on here since I'm done with dinner just to chat with you guys again. I don't really have anything better to do, so I decided to make another stream. I'm trying to brainstorm videos about what my next video should be. So if you guys have any ideas, leave a comment on what my next video should be. Otherwise, we're just going to start with some chats. I've been taking some like supplements that are supposed to help my mental health, and I hope they work. I'm just not really sure if they're going to. I know in our last video we talked about fake people, how they avoid confrontation through talking shit. They're more willing to do like whatever it takes to get ahead. And I stand by the fact that I think nice people are actually fake. And I would say, like, if you're in your 20s, like your 20s are overhyped. Because if you're inexperienced, you're broke and you're easily exploited. And you got to do things like for the future you. I'm trying to think about how to like plant seeds and do the right thing for future me. And do what's right for myself in terms of building a future life for myself. Like, how am I ever going to get out of here? I honestly think that hard choices lead to an easy life and that micro decisions make all the difference. You have to become aware of your small decisions and build up to it. If you focus on what you lack, you'll lose what you already have. I would say don't get good at something you hate. I've been thinking about how I've been looking for a way to make money, and I really don't know how to do it, but I definitely don't want to put it into something that I don't like. And I'm trying to get to a point where I have a regular bedtime. And I really don't know if that's ever going to happen. But right before you level up, God will test you. You teach people how to treat you, but there is a certain extent where people are willfully doing what you don't want them to do. So if you're teaching someone how to treat you and you've set boundaries in all the ways that you know how, and they're still treating you like shit, this person is probably a narcissist. This person is probably willfully cruel. And if you guys are here, go ahead and be the first to comment in the chat. I think that it's important to move on quickly from shit. I've been guilty of dwelling on things in the past. And I'm still asking for a sign that God is real. I feel like you should just continue, even if you have a lot of things, you should continue on to do as though you have nothing. And don't dim your light to make other people more comfortable. Another thing that I want to do is study every day. I really want to get to a point where I have a regular art practice, a regular studying practice for philosophy and classical literature. And maybe you guys like classical literature as well. You got to put your own mask on before helping others. Like in case of emergency, you always have to choose yourself first. And look for solutions and don't look at problems. That's another thing that I've been thinking about. It's like, it's very easy to sit and dwell and vent on your problems. But confidence comes from keeping commitments to yourself. And when it comes to dedication, dedicate a decade and not a day. Because a decade is probably how much it's going to take for you to get to a point where you have what you want. Of course, tell people that you care about them, but operate and move in silence because they might be sabotagers. I can make money with my knowledge, like teaching. What's up, Bella? You're our first comment of the day. And I think that there is some truth to the fact that if you keep running into bad people, if you keep running into narcissists, you might be part of the problem. There might be part of you that's unhealed. And you might be probably part of the reason these things keep happening. If you listen to your fear, you're taking bad advice. Take inventory of all of your vices and try to make your life interesting. as much as we can. You have to kind of make the ordinary extraordinary in a lot of ways. The more responsibility you take on, the more you'll be rewarded, but don't overwhelm yourself. And don't be satisfied with mediocrity. Be grateful for what you have, but realize you are created for more. Build a foundation, not just a focus on a future vision. What's up, Empire Builder? Good to see you. I have been guilty of like visioning a better life for myself, but not putting the action towards doing it. Can anyone else relate to that? It's like, the law of attraction says that you just have to imagine a better life, but you also have to take the actions towards that imaginary new life. And of course, health is wealth. Your habits are your future, so show up for yourself consistently. Taking action is really difficult, but you guys have helped me learn how to be accountable. As you guys know, I streamed several times today. Thanks, Empire Builder. What's up, Pretty Hideous? You relate to that? When it comes to getting lost in your imagination and feeling more stimulated by the imagination of your future than taking on the frustration of the actions that you have to take towards your goal. Very relatable. I'm back already. I'm not doing an art stream this time. I'm doing a real stream. What's up, Joe? Pretty Hideous, Classed, Michael. I'm back already. I've been streaming. This is my 4th stream today. In case you guys missed it, I did some art streams earlier, so I'll be doing those more in the future. What's up, Tiny Fairy? Hey, Shelby, I've been watching your channel for a while. I teared up when you posted a message saying you can't have feelings due to your mom's narcissism. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, I can't express them. I have to be really careful about how I express my feelings. Because, anyway. It's okay. Some of you guys weren't there for our art request streams. My life is doing all right. Okay, so I was talking about how I want an accountability buddy in real life that is someone that could hold me accountable and I could hold them accountable. But I think that at this point, my biggest accountability is YouTube. And you guys are the ones that are holding me accountable to my goals and being consistent. Life is good. No ski, Nightfall, Other Side, Claire, what's up? Life can be very scary at times. I can see when people need to be held accountable for their actions. Yo, Nucci Poochie with our first super chat of the day. Everybody like Nucci Poochie super chat and W's for Nucci Poochie, because Nucci Poochie is going to break the ice with that first super chat of the day. My artwork is literally as beautiful as I am. Thank you, Andrew. This is called a Caripe. It's for snuff. It goes like this. And it burns like shit. It's just smokeless tobacco. We all have our vices, right? I usually don't say anything, but if they are asking for it, I'll say it. Good idea, Nightfall, because not everyone wants advice. Thanks for all the compliments on my art. Hello, Abdullah. Hello, Dutch. Capable Planet, what's up? Glad you guys liked the sketch streams. If you caught them, I'm glad you were there. I don't know what snus is. Is that the same as what I'm using right now? This is what I'm using right now. It's smokeless tobacco that you snort. And it goes into my throat and it hurts really bad when you do it. Hi, Shelby. Been watching your videos and you said how the church rejected you. My suggestion is do research on Islam and decide whether Christianity makes sense or Islam makes sense. I don't know if I want Islam. I'm not very conservative, and I know Islam is a very conservative religion. So anyway, I've been reading books on how it's never too late to start again, and I know that I'm not very old or anything like that. And I think that a lot of people don't lead by example. A lot of leaders just are in an arbitrary position of power and they abuse it. And I prefer people, obviously, that lead by their own example. Those are the true leaders in life. Environment affects your mental health. Progress, not perfection. Learn to say no. Be curious, not judgmental. You are the architect of your own life. Have I been playing video games recently? The answer is no. Joe, I haven't. I really want to. There's this new creature capture game named something. I really want to try it out. I've seen people do things that upset others, and if nothing happens, I'll say something. That's good, Nightfall. How much have I made on YouTube since starting? I'll probably make a separate video on that. It's not too much, but it's been helpful. Last month I made over $1,000, but you also have to withhold from taxes because YouTube doesn't do that for you. And it can be fairly inconsistent. But I mean, what I would say, Chimwai, is that you just have to be really consistent with your uploading because no one's going to notice you for months. And it can be really disillusioning. But never give up. My life has been nothing but slow, steady improvement, becoming the person I want to be. I don't think I'll be happy if the world is sick. The more accomplished, the more I despair. Interesting, Ethan. What's up, Peter? You had a bad foundation in life. Your mom kept the truth about things, how things really work. She should have taught you. Yeah. I'm learning this as I go. I mean, I was taught that what's on the inside is what counts, but that's just not true. I wish they had kept it more real and just taught me that, you know what? Appearances are very important. They're the first thing that people see. I'm more liberal, Kay, when it comes to my politics. What's up, Simone? Mostly the reason I'm so liberal is because I believe in abortion. I'm a pro-abortion advocate. Yo, person, truth, beauty. I can do cartoon drawings. I can draw pretty much anything that I want to draw, as long as I have a reference for it. Especially if it's negatively impacting that person's life. Thank you for being an upstanding citizen, Nightfall, and standing up for people. Also Islam. We're not going to go there with that one, Adam, but yeah, you do have a point. I haven't approached any galleries to sell my art yet. For me, Dutch is just like when I just don't want to bring any more unwanted people into the world in an unprepared circumstance. Thanks, Roz. I'm glad you agree with that. One of the biggest things that I think is going towards my improvement is I'm trying to become teachable and coachable. I have a thing where I don't like hearing the truth, even if it's constructive. And one thing I'm really working on is being open to constructive criticism from qualified sources. And you got to put yourself on the field. You got to put yourself in play. You got to get in there and play the game. You can't be on the sidelines. You know, they always say that the people that boo the loudest have never been on the field. Players get a lot of criticism for the mistakes that they make on the field, but you know what? They're the ones playing the game. Even knowing about looks is very important. I hate how my mom didn't tell me that and other things. Yeah, I think that just knowing that looks matter, just having that as a conscious thing. No one ever made me conscious of my beauty or how I could leverage it for maximum gain. I was never really taught abstinence. I wasn't taught to be promiscuous, but I was never really taught that my prime was like 10 years ago. No one ever told me that. But I just don't know any of the common sense things in life, and it's very frustrating. Abdullah, thank you for telling me that I'm beautiful. Do I support other liberal policies? I don't think it's about liberal conservatism. It's about being religious. I'm more science-oriented. I really am not familiar with, all of the policies that they stand for, honestly. I did have dinner, Hassan. Welcome back. Ronaldo, welcome back. Thank you for all the compliments on my hair. Pro-choice. Oh yeah, the thing about it is, Dutch, is that pro-choice. I'm very pro-choice when it comes to grape and incest, because that's the main thing that they think that these kids should be brought into this world, and I just disagree with that. What's up, Chronicles? Nightfall. Sometimes I don't have anything because it doesn't help the situation. Don't say anything because it doesn't help the situation at all. That's relatable. There's something to be said about keeping your mouth shut sometimes. You think the whole thing about Prime is BS? I think it mostly has to do with fertility, which is scientific. But then again, I just wasn't really ready for having a kid in that era. And I think it's so weird that our youngest years are our most primary productive years, like I've said before. It's like God could have designed the human being to be anything. I know when to keep my opinions to myself. Good. Well, the wall is the wall. It doesn't matter. I think guys hit the wall too, unless you're a billionaire. That's what I think that most guys don't understand, is that like no girl wants an old man that doesn't have money. Usually if a hot girl's with an old man, you're like, oh, it's because he's rich. Well, yeah. Why else would she be with him? What's up, Berserk? Would I rather have diarrhea or constipation? Because I have diarrhea every day, I would choose diarrhea because I'm used to it. Lucas says I don't fit anywhere on the political spectrum. Some things I agree with and some things not. Some things left, some things right. Relatable. Same thing if a young man is with an older woman. I think that's true, Dutch. Thanks, Nightfall. I'm glad you like my hair. Isn't it strange how some people seem to pick up on certain things easily from a young age, like social dynamics and hierarchies? I'm so oblivious to hierarchies. I'm oblivious to it. I'm glad I don't live in like an East Asian culture where it's so important to be aware of reading the air and stuff like that. I know guys who weren't rich who married younger women. Okay. I guess it just depends. I mean, if you meet someone that you're compatible with, I guess it works out. How do I manage my IBD? At this point, I've had major surgery, so I usually just take a probiotic and have iron infusions and take a lot of vitamins. Yeah, chronic anxiety is closely related to gut issues. That's very true. Everything is connected. My take on OF, it's the oldest profession in the world. Women are going to do it until the world burns down. And I think your digital footprint is kind of important. So I personally would never partake in that. I don't think it even existed when I was in my prime anyway. And I'm not really built for OF, to be honest with you. I don't really have a problem with it. Kay, I did not get a partial bowel resection. I had a full colectomy. So I had my entire colon removed. And I had an ostomy bag for about 6 months, and then they reversed that. You're suffering at work, Poke Trainer, Alex. I'm sorry to hear that. Peter says, what music do I like? Basic white girl music, Vanessa Carlton, Michelle Branch, Colby Calais, Julia Michaels. Love my white girl music. But I don't like super like big name mainstream white girl music. Like I'm not an entire Swiftie, but I don't mind Taylor Swift, of course. You're still a virgin at 22 without a license. If you don't have anybody to teach you or buy you a car, I don't know how you would get one. It's not really your fault, Dutch. I was a virgin until I was 28. Just in case it makes you feel better. I had my first kiss at 24. This painting behind me I'm still working on, but it's not done yet. Thank you for telling me I look amazing, Abdullah. How do you live without a colon? Basically, you have diarrhea all the time, every day. And you just live. I mean, it affects your quality of life pretty bad. But surprisingly, it's not a vital organ. I had it removed because I had ulcerative colitis and my colon was about to rupture. And it was becoming unmanageable. So they had to remove it. What's up, IE Roger? First time here, welcome. There was a young woman dancer who married a country singer 25 years older on Dancing with the Stars Australia. Interesting. I've never thought about becoming a pet groomer. That might be interesting though. I don't want to give my stance on the any kind of global conflicts right now. But what's up, yours truly, Will? Thanks for saying hi. I'm glad you like my live drawings today, Hassan. Have I ever heard of Chocolate Autism? She was a girl that made videos about being a femcel and how hard it is to be an autistic woman in this world. I've never heard of her. I might write it down so I can remember. It is tough to be an autistic woman, though. Yo, Katie X, I actually am going to order Genealogy of Morals and start reading philosophy. I used to be really interested in it. I like Nietzsche the best. Buffalo Ben, good evening, Shelby. Greetings from Indy. 2 questions. Do you want to move out of Georgia? And do you think it's possible to start a family off one income anymore? I think you have to have like 150 G's to make one income, and that's top 5%. And I'd probably stay close by to my parents. As much as I would love to move out, just in case something went wrong, I would like to be close by. Novels that I like are young adult fantasy. I like children's chapter books. I know that's kind of funny, but they're really easy to read and they're entertaining. I like stuff like Warrior Cats, Guardians of Gahul, and the Wings of Fire series are my favorite to read for leisure. Innocent humans never get a break. I've never tried being vegan before. Glad you're inspired by my videos, Charles, and I would like to travel anywhere. Damn, that's so cool that things happen to you like this in my life. Yeah. I was 18 and I started shitting blood and I was like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden I had to have surgery. I guess I'm kind of an impressionist, 4 horsemen. I could do realistic, but I find it kind of boring. I don't know if it causes autism. I'm not really a scientist, Lily, but I think it's kind of suspect, to be honest. What's up, Sky Island? Just liked and subscribe so you can see me every day. Thanks, Abdullah. Hello, Dougal. Hello, Emmanuel. I used to have crazy social anxiety, i.e. Roger. My social anxiety used to be so bad that I couldn't go to I couldn't talk to cashiers even. What's it like to be a mortal father of life? Political differences aside, how do you feel about people who cheered for Charlie Kirk's death? I don't agree with people who are cheering anybody's death. He had kids. We can agree with that. I used to suffer from agoraphobia, Shaolin. It was pretty bad. I used to hate getting haircuts too. I used to hate going anywhere where there's people, but I've gotten better at it. It's just kind of a maturity thing. I just no longer care. I have the teeth falling out dreams last night too. Or not last night, but I have teeth falling out dreams all the freaking time. How do you deal with being estranged from your friends and family in your 30s? Like you're so disconnected and you're on your own. Sorry. I don't know. I started a YouTube channel, as you guys know, and that's mostly how I cope with it. I've made an online community. Emmanuel, your cat keeps biting you. Is it because he wants to play or is he just mean? I would like to visit France, Japan, Korea, England, and Antarctica. I want to see a penguin. I'm a lot more confident, i.e. Roger. I'm usually more confident if one of my friends are with me, but I've gone through intensive therapy for social anxiety and I'm doing a lot better. Yeah, Shaolin, that's what I think is true is like no matter who dies, someone's going to troll about it. You agree about the 150K thing. Cost of living in red states is rough. Thank God I'm in one so that at least groceries and gas are manageable. Can't buy a reliable used car for under 8K. Yeah, I think most used cars are like 10 where I am at. I have a lot of forbidden crushes that I can't stop thinking about. Interesting, Dutch. Your dental hygiene is on point. They say that the teeth falling out dreams means you're afraid of aging and getting older and being powerless. You've never been to France before? Me neither. I would probably go to New York and see the MoMA first. I'd probably travel to the United States first. Yeah, CBT therapy is good. And Emmanuel says God is real. I don't know if that's true or not. Your manager felt threatened by you for no reason. That's relatable. If you stay home, you should still learn how to long-term invest. You can be self-employed and definitely move out. I agree. You need therapy for social anxiety. I think we all do here. NYC sounds like chaos. I've actually done EMDR and I didn't really have any success with it. Having a beginner's mind and become aware of your assumptions. Never assume you know something, even if you've heard the information before. I'm trying to work on that. At the same time, you have to know when not to listen. I have my teeth. All my teeth still. Have I ever thought about analysis? I don't know. Have you guys ever realized that like being misunderstood can become a form of self-identity? Like it's kind of like an automatic cycle of seeking validation for not fitting in. It's like we almost seek negative validation. It's almost like we're used to being rejected and we just kind of manifest those situations. You can even become an outcast among outcasts if you're kind of like that. I don't think we should be held back from change simply because we've only known ourselves from a small lens for so long. By embracing the specialness of being misunderstood, we inadvertently construct barriers that prevent us from truly connecting with others. I mean, countering one atrocity with another, for example, seems more like a dog whistle for condoning it than an actual point. We're guilty of that of doing that too, though. Also, have to know when not to engage in a convo with certain people. Absolutely true. Artwork is amazing. Proud of you and excited to see your channel grow. Thank you so much, Shaolin. Portrait or landscape? If I had to choose to draw one, I'd choose a portrait. Did I have a happy childhood? There were ups and downs. You know, my dad was a drinker and he got cancer as well. My parents got divorced, and I never fit in. I was bullied, so it's kind of neutral. I wouldn't want to redo my childhood. I do not know about Dr. K. I'll write it down. I feel like certain things can become a situation in which you anticipate and even seek out situations for perceived differences, further entrenching yourself in a state of disconnect. The sense of significance born from the ashes of our unmet need for understanding can become a crutch. It's like we would rather, even if our ego is built on a negative identity, like people in criminals, for example, or drug users, oftentimes will have a hard time forming a new identity that's healthy. It can really threaten your ego to change your identity, even if it's a good thing. Hey, Dougal, I want to support you, but I don't know how. I'd buy your art, but the store doesn't ship to your country. Darn. You could always leave a super chat if that's really what you want to do. Otherwise, simply continue to engage. You're already supporting me right now. I love Healthy Gamer. He talks about narcissism too. I've seen videos of me saying I want a job. If you do that, you won't get to be yourself. Yeah, that is true, but I'll also have like another $1,000 a month. Do I feel content? Mostly no ski. As long as I accept the fact that my life is not where it is, I feel okay. I'm not going to go hungry or anything like that. You are very welcome for the sketch streams boosted pastime. I drew about 3 hours today, just under 3 hours, which is more than I ever do or usually do. My favorite fictional character, I like Prince Zuko, I like Elle from Death Note, and I like Kovu from The Lion King. I'm forever broken. I missed out on the signs of interest my crush was showing me, and I was nervous when she stepped up and invited me to her home. Damn, other side. It's tough. I'm sorry that happened. You were bullied as a kid. You were born with asthma and got beat up by your cousin's older brother. I feel weak every time, even today. Roger, I'm sorry to hear that. Give Roger some support in the chat. He went through some shit. Boosted. I actually broke it up into 3 different streams. I didn't draw at once. I did 3 different streams today. This is my 4th stream of the day. So I usually can draw for about an hour before my back and hands start to hurt. So just to answer your question, I took breaks. Ativan at low doses is really good. My thoughts on antinatalism, I believe as long as someone has the means to support a child, they should be, but I don't think that poor people should bring people into this world just to have them in poverty. Thank you, Azan. Dougal, you could always write talking points for your future channel. Zuko, we like Zuko. Yes, we do. Is my relationship with my mom really that problematic? It has its times when it is. It's not always problematic. But if I like go out of pocket, for example, it does become problematic, especially if I expect her to be an emotional support person, which she can't do. I can do push-ups, no ski. Actual push-ups. I got to a point where I could do 25 push-ups in a row, but I stopped doing it. So the powerlifting thing at this point is on hold because I really just don't have the funds for it, Buffalo. It's in the back of my mind. Like in the upcoming years, probably I'm still looking into it. The Peacock, study Yesides. You'll like those words even more. You got depressed a lot when your ex called you a chore. Move 3,000 miles away and have to live with a narcissistic mother. Bummer. I read this book called Growing Up as a Scapegoat to Narcissistic Parents. Yeah, I read a book called The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. My sister and I have both dealt with being a scapegoat, honestly. I can't really blame anyone for drinking and taking drugs. Using those instead of getting scammed and trying to get therapy is the only other option. I agree with that. You're a really nice person. I'm watching you every day. Thank you, Naki. The insatiable nomad. Uncle Iro crying at his son's grave will never not make me cry. He spent his whole day helping others while being so broken. I know. I went no contact with your mom. Good for you, Boosted Pastime. My mom might be watching. I'm really not sure. Lightweight aerobics over powerlifting every day. All right. Have I ever fantasized about being male? No, I haven't. I haven't caught up on Beastars yet. I remind you of Lugosi. That's kind of funny. Sup, Paul? Praying for me, Brian. Thanks. What's up, Jordy? I've done yoga before, Nosuke. I used to have a yoga membership, actually. No, it wasn't blood. I'm doing snuff right now. Smokeless tobacco on stream. Looking beautiful, but I wonder how good it would be if I did makeup and wear a beautiful dress. I should get dolled up for you guys eventually. I can't really move to a different country. I would be afraid if I died. Yeah. Technically, it's called Hape. It's actually the first time I tried it, I was in Peru when I was doing ayahuasca. It's not going to focus on it. It really does burn. Proceeds to rub nose excessively. I'm not really into fitness YouTubers. I used to watch this guy called Bro Science Life, and he would make parody videos about fitness YouTubers. You got some good old Copenhagen mint. Cool about boosted pastime. No, it's not like weed. It's like snorting nicotine. Basically, that's what you're doing. Let's see what else I did. You had a huge meltdown this year. Learned you have a personality disorder and snapped out of it. Interesting, Peter. What's up, Eviltron? Andrew, you'd hug me. That would be nice. I've never been much of a hugger personally, but I appreciate it. I'll take what I can get. I think we have to challenge the notion that being misunderstood is a badge of honor or a testament to our uniqueness. And instead, we must embrace the courage it takes to step out of the shadows, to risk vulnerability and seek a genuine connection. For it is only through this process of self-discovery that we can find significance we crave, not through isolation and misunderstanding. Good evening, George. I know that I'm a Gemini Sagittarius, Kogo. So hopefully that would help you. I'm a Gemini Sagittarius rising. Seeing you snort stuff with long hair and the art easels with paintings in the background makes you look like the stereotypical famous melancholic lonely artist. Thank you. I might do a full natal chart. That might be cool. The experience of being alone during a phase of life when you're supposed to be individualizing can be demoralizing and like being left behind. However, like any state of being, it becomes to feel normal and comfortable after a while. And we can get stuck here. The path forward is not always clear, but it begins with acknowledging our experiences, both challenges and opportunities. We must resist the urge to view our solitude as an identity failure and use it to cultivate self-awareness, but while making plans to reemerge in the world. My diet growing up, basically, I wouldn't say we ate the standard American diet. Like my mom cooked every single meal. I've never been overweight or anything like that. I've always been spare on fast food, mostly meat and vegetables for dinner. I started snorting tobacco like a couple months ago. The first time I did it was a couple years ago, though. Not to be rude, you'll be all right. Lots of love. Thanks, Eviltron. Peter, I did a speech on astrology for class. I used to be so into that stuff. My main sign is a Gemini. I was born in June. My moon, I forget which one is first. Is sun or moon the first one? Gemini is my birth month year because I was born in June, so I'm a Gemini, Sagittarius rising. I think an open heart and mind, even to fear and pain, is needed. I agree with you, hippie opium. Your diet as a child was awful. I'm sorry to hear that, Dutch. Everyone is a manipulator, and you can choose to see it as helping or exploiting depending on how you see the world. Interesting point. When growing up in high school, we already had kids in my class that had lost teeth due to dipping. I never thought I'd be started in a million years. It's very satisfying and it's very hard to stop. You like cigars and Captain Morgan. No ski, I am right there with you. With social anxiety, I prefer catching a bus rather than a train because I can get off at any time. That's a good point. My Myers-Briggs type is INFP, I think. INFP. Yeah, nicotine is not good for you. I stopped smoking and then I switched over to snuff. Because I'm like, I don't know, at least I'll be able to breathe. Tobacco honestly just gives me the ability to focus temporarily. It's just a stimulant like anything else. Came on here to genuinely say your hairs and eyes are pretty. Oh, thank you, Dougal. Appreciate that. You can see through things and stuff around you, simply navigate through life, not agreeing and bowing down to the masses rather than walking away. Makes you a threat somehow. Yeah, they don't like it when you stand up for yourself. Hey Shelby, how are you today? Love your videos. You're kind and wonderful. Artist, best wishes. My thoughts and views are very similar to yours. Thank you, outstanding innovation. I went to a nightclub on Friday night after work with friends from work and it was a blast. I'm glad you had fun, Dutch. I've taken 3 rounds of the vax, only back when it was required, but I'm not up to date on it. Back in the day, I used to smoke Black and Mild, wood tips, wine. Oh, my favorite. While drinking Old English malt liquor. Nothing like the street life. My favorite. I'm right there with you, boosted pastime. I love Black and Mild wine, wood tips. They're my favorite. I also like backwoods Black Russian. My vices. I love nicotine. It doesn't love me, though. It's going to kill me. Think about it. We need to manipulate sound to cast energy to others and devices to exchange our perceptions. If we weren't manipulative, we wouldn't function in society. I think that's kind of true. Yeah, cigar. Right now, you're struggling to quit nicotine and weed and caffeine before you turn 33. All 3 at once? Peter? Try doing 1 at a time. You're not going to be able to do 3 at once. Just choose 1 to quit. You have a crush on all your male coworkers? Interesting. I love nicotine too, and I now understand why everyone is addicted to it. I wish I had never started. Everyone says that, and I'm right there with you. Lozenges, nicotine packets help me quit. Good for you. I haven't really had any impact to my health over taking the shots. It didn't really affect me other than I had like aches and pains for about 3 days after. I've never done hard drugs other than psychedelics, if that counts. But yeah, I would recommend not doing all 3 at once. My favorite TV show. I don't know if I have one. I don't really watch a lot of TV because my parents are always using it. The camera that I'm using is a Logitech. The mic that I'm using is a Concise $20 mic. Spirited Man on Art and Literature. That's a good one. I should read that. High school that I went to back in the day, they had dip spit stains on the carpets. Oh my God. Did you grow up in the South like I did? Boosted past time? Yeehaw. I just liked your live. Hope everyone is doing fine, Shelby. This evening is great to see you. All right, everyone. If you haven't liked the live already, go ahead and do it. Like it if you like it. Watch Father Ted if you want a good laugh. Okay. What does my sister think of all this YouTube stuff? She's like, she's like, whatever. Good luck with it. Hope it works out for you. I'm not going to get my nose pierced. Even my ears aren't pierced, actually. I have no form of body modification on my body, even my ears. I do like video game Shadow, but there's a new Pokemon game coming out, and I'm looking forward to that. I dream crazy dreams, Hippo. Even Hippie. I've had dreams that have like continuous plots, and like they'll continue on exactly where they stopped off from the last time. The only problem is I can never remember when I wake up. You rarely dream? I like The Simpsons. Actually prefer South Park and Family Guy, however. Thank you, Dutch, for telling me that I'm talented. Having a journal get together. Interesting. I've never gone backpacking or camping. I don't think OnlyFans should be normalized. I think that everyone should be informed on the risks of doing it. My sister has certain artistic talents as well. She doesn't really draw nearly as much as I do, but she does enjoy doing like Zentangle stuff and mandala stuff. Mandala stuff. Gotta say, your Yoda is supremely phenomenal. Thank you, Four Horsemen. Um, my favorite Pokemon generation is Gen 3. Yo, Buffalo Ben, keep it up. I think the tide is turning for you. Just subbed. Have a good night. Thank you. Axel, I love having plot-based dreams. I also have falling dreams, drowning dreams, dying dreams. I've had dreams where I've been like bombed. I've had crazy dreams. Camping sucks. Sleeping in a tent is very uncomfortable. True that, Dutch. I do not want anything piercing on my body. Shadow diced. Rapscallion says meow 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 meow. You just got banned from a pizza place because I told off some touchy old man. Disgusting. Well, good for you, Berserk. He has no right to do that. I've dreamt that the moon was being destroyed and nobody would believe me. Oh my gosh. Take it from me, sex work should not be normalized, but it should be legalized and regulated. I agree with that. Do I ever wish I had supportive siblings and more than just your sis? You're not that close to her, right? My sister and I are pretty close. I see her like once or twice a month. We used to be closer, but she's a mom now, so I don't always get to see her as much as I want to. She's very busy. Used to smoke the cowboy killer. I quit smoking, cost too much, only drink beer. Good for you, Mr. Feathers. I should stream more often. I've been streaming pretty frequently, actually. Outstanding innovation. In terms of my hobbies, it's YouTube, art, and Pokemon, and going on walks. You like meowing? Freedom? Cool. I enjoy streaming. I use it as like a social hour. My sister and I cannot live together, and there's no spare bedrooms either. I don't want to give up my bedroom. I got a book recommendation for you. My Year of Rest and Relaxation, about this young lady who hates life and decides to bed rot for a whole year. Interesting. Might try it out. I don't think I've been bike riding recently, and I did get into Pokemon Go. I'm at level 35. I love Pokemon Go. Life is not a gift. It's a lie. I'm right there with you. I don't really babysit my sister's kids. I'm not really built for caretaking. So in case you guys missed our stream, this is the Baby Yoda we did today. All of these are from our stream that we did earlier. We did lots of drawings on the stream. We took lots of art requests and had lots of fun. So maybe, guys, you guys can catch my next sketch stream if you missed it. Looking after kids is so stressful, eh? Thanks, Peter. Used to smoke the cowboy killer. I'm glad you quit, Mr. Feathers. Frosty, we in the same neighborhood. Coyote and Gray Fox on the streams. Can I draw a tiger? Sure, I can draw a tiger for you. I can pretty much draw anything as long as I have a reference other side. Thank you for saying that I'm skilled, Ryan Tastic. And Abdullah, thank you. Life is a beautiful tragedy that is altogether too short. What's up, Michael? Good to see you. So many characters came to life today. Thanks for participating and all for your super chats as well, Michael. You appreciate all your support. I'm just kind of winging it at this point, DH. When it comes to the art streams, I'm gonna just probably do another one tomorrow, honestly. A couple of them were Pokemon, actually, Beth. Very cool artwork. I was a Pokemon Red back in the day. Cool. She's not a pessimist. She just sees life how it truly is. Does my sister ever resent you for being more involved, not being in? No, she knows that I don't like kids. She doesn't resent that. She understands. She doesn't expect it. It was never an expectation for me to be an auntie. I probably could draw and paint with Photoshop. I actually have Clip Studio Paint. But we could probably do a digital art day. Find a game company and sell your art. Put an asset pack out for Unity and stuff. That'd be cool. Cousin had 3 kids. Had a kid 3 years ago. He looks like he's aged a decade in that time. Yeah, I probably would. Thanks, other side. I would love to draw my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon is Ampharos. Someone said they like the videos where you cry. I want to make a video crashing out like that too sometimes, but it seems like it's a bad idea as a man. I don't know. People might want to like it. Even if it's bad engagement or negative comments, it still counts as engagement. I don't know the meaning of life, Luca. Thanks, Hansel, for telling me it's a good Yoda. Live stream sketching reminded you of Bob Ross. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, Four Horsemen. Better than Napoleon Dynamite's drawings, and he got them, and his got him a date to prom. True that. He drew that Liger. The biological meaning of life is to survive and reproduce. As for the philosophical and spiritual meaning, I believe that depends on you. True that. Before a relationship, I was child-free. During a relationship, I thought my view shifted, but now after hearing hard breakup, I'm more confident in being child-free. True. The first piece of art I made in my life, I'm sure it was a scribble when I was 3 or something. I have 2 kids, never saw myself having them, but ended up delivering both outside the hospital system. I was a midwife for both. One was born in a bath and the other was born in a porta pool. Cool, hippie. I actually never got into Dragon Ball Z, I Roger. No, Crash Out content is in that, or I need to stop clicking on it. It's definitely in. It's been in for a while. Would I be in a child-free marriage with a wealthy person? As long as we are compatible and I'm in love with them. Maybe if I could stop relating to it. Yeah, I relate to Crash Out content too. Honestly, I feel like everyone has personal issues, just one day at a time. True that, Dana. If I was that girl ignoring me to like me, I gotta be badass and not crash out. I don't know. Maybe she would appreciate your vulnerability. Who knows? She might not. You don't have to show her your channel. What's up, Steven? You lived in a group home as a year for a kid. You played Pokemon Heart to distract yourself. Group home got shut down for neglect. The day it got shut down, I grabbed my DS before going home. Cool. Frosty? Highly recommend I read Berserk. Interesting. I'll think about it. I was reading that developing creative genius takes hard, systematic work. Intelligence is a way of acting. when confronted with problems. Divergent thinking is a sign of genius. Concentration without diversion or distraction is as well. Ability to approach every problem systematically is also a stroke of genius. Dollar Tree sells cheap art supplies, DH. But there's really no such thing as cheap art supplies. You can just kind of check out whatever off-brand they have, I guess. Life feels like a war with different people being different soldiers fighting on different fronts. Yeah. My ethnic background is, I think, Scottish, Irish, German, that kind of thing. What's up, Balagos? You think you're fucked? You've tried so many things to change. Started smoking weed at 14. Damn, Adam, that sucks. Would you consider shaving your head bald? No. Yeah, DH, I mean, there is really no such thing as cheap art supplies, but you could always check like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. The best way to live life is not to think too deep. Honestly, some of us can't help it. I look Scottish, Irish, German. I don't know what else I would be. I'm basically completely Eastern European. My family has been in the United States for about 200 years, though. You're watching Coco, the Pixar movie. Very interesting in culture. Have you seen it? Yes, I have seen Coco. It's very great. Funniest episode in South Park. I can't really name a single episode that's my favorite. I could draw in anime art style if I wanted to, freedom, but it's not really my primary style. I can't help but think deep. I do try to control how often and on what, though. I'm right there with you. Hill, I already said Scottish, Irish, German, French. That area. Kitty, kitty. Vegas? Vegas. I thought I heard my cat. Do you think you look? I think I look my age. I feel my age too. I like Van Gogh. Imagination Land and the Console Wars were some of the best South Park episodes. I'll have to watch those again. My favorite color is turquoise. You feel your age? I definitely don't feel like I'm 19 anymore. Although when I was 19, I was so sick that I didn't really enjoy it anyway. Creativity favors a relaxed mind. Fear shuts down large parts of the brain. The more clear you are about your goals, the more solutions will come to reach them. What can I do to stay focused out with distraction? Let's see. Approach the problem as though the solution was easy. Use positive expectancy. What are all the possible solutions to a problem? Make a decision. Develop the habit of decisiveness. Avoid analysis paralysis. I'm not Native American at all. Boosted pastime. I'm completely white. Don't think too much about life problems. We all have problems. Yeah, it's easier said than done, though. Fear of the future definitely stops you from doing almost everything. I used to have lots of anxiety about the future. I no longer care because my future is no longer a thing that even exists. Would I consider doing drawing videos? I actually did 3 drawing streams today, DH. We could probably do a how to draw video on a stream. I might have to create a separate channel for how to draw videos, though. Do I agree with antinatalism? Yes. Do you find yourself not caring about other people's problems, considering your own problems in life? I kind of care, but like I think that I don't like doing emotional labor. So if someone's a chronic person where they're always fucking things up and going back into bad relationships, and I usually cut them off. Having kids evolves you on a mental and physical level for the better. It cured your depression. I think that's pretty reasonable. I have never taken my paintings to nearby galleries personally, but I'm not opposed to it. My thoughts on cosmetic procedures. I've thought about them. I probably would never do it. I'm not really opposed to it. It's not my body. It's not my choice, you know? When cashiers stopped asking for ID, I'm 23 and they still ask. They still ask for mine too. Unless I'm a regular. Like if I go somewhere where I'm a regular customer, they don't make me show my card. Only present exists, which I found hard to believe. I live in the past. Shelby, I'm so sorry to hear that we just as many believe in the future. Yeah, these are dark times. What's up, Katala? Yeah, future feels so much for the youth. Unable to manifest that future is left with their existence. Any experience with religion? I'm not really religious. I kind of grew up going to church, but I no longer do. Shelby, to be fair, you look like if I came over your flight. That's hilarious, boosted pastime. You'd think that Chris Hansen would walk out. I'm not that young. I don't look like I'm under 18. Do I like steak? Yes. It's got to be rare, though. Got to have that rare steak. I've considered, like, if I ever got old, maybe doing a facelift. But I don't really know. I'm not that old yet. Having kids forces you to choose between repeating your trauma and rising above it. Very true. The past is in the past. It's long gone. The present is all we have, and the future is theoretical. Very true. Can we do a get-together poem or prose writing session here sometime? Sure. I have a prose journal. You guys want me to grab my prose journal? I love rare steak. My favorite cut is ribeye. I'll get my prose journal and I can read it. I'll be right back. Okay. It basically okay, I'm gonna do some poetry reads. They don't rhyme, it's just prose. Open mic session with Shelby. I'm a little bit embarrassed with this though, guys. As I sit in the verdant realm of the forest, I perceive purpose as a river, winding its way through the rugged landscape of my aspirations and eroding doubt and obstacles in its wake. Yet there are moments when the river narrows, choked by boulders and sediment, causing me to question whether my purpose is strong enough to get through these roadblocks. I observe wildflowers on the bank that are oblivious to their youth and vulnerability. In spite of the harshness of this world, they sprout through the crags of it as exemplars of resilience and beauty in a world which so often seems like it wants to will its creatures into being the exact opposite. Twilight casts fiery red and soft purples onto the flowers and brandishes them for one brief eternity in the setting vibrance of the falling sun. And I wonder if the flowers wonder or consider the day they will begin to wilt. And yet they leave behind them the seeds of the next season's blossom. So they never truly die, simply change forms with the passage of time. Okay, there's one. Dude, I'm reading. Somebody wanted me to read some of my writings, so I decided to read them. It's kind of embarrassing, though. I think we're done with that part, though. Thanks. Thank you, guys. We could do a virtual poetry club. That'd be lit. I feel like I need to be smoking an unfiltered cigarette in a dim lit Cabernet while Slowly sipping while listening to that, Shelby. Interesting. That's a mood. I don't know what my ideal man is. I have a Discord. You got to be a member, and then you can get on it. I do morning pages as well. I've done the artist way a couple of times. I mostly do morning pages sporadically, but yeah. I'm so depressed and existential every day, and I'm completely codependent on my partner. I hate life. I'm sorry to hear that, Samira. Before this stream, I was streaming some art stuff. I did like 3 hours of drawing today. My ideal girl is one who's awake like me. Cool, Andrew. Let's see. Nostalgia is simply the heart's desire to be innocent again. I agree with that. That's pretty productive. I didn't get much done today. That sucks, Happy. Flying rat. Yeah, I did Pokemon and Digimon art earlier. I hope you can get out, Samira. I really don't know. I have a lot of information on that. My depression comes in waves. Like, there are certain times of the month where it's a 10 out of 10. But right now it's like a 5. You're a 7 on the depression scale. Your ideal woman is hopefully your soon-to-be wife. Cool. I prefer Pokemon, and I kind of believe in the paranormal. I'm not like big into it. Light Yagami or Kovu? Tough question. Probably light. Do you think the week before your period makes it worse? That's usually the time when I get the most depressed. Absolutely the worst time. I think I'm on it right now. I think I might be PMSing right now, actually. We know Hassan likes his Digimon. I actually never played Digimon, so I don't really know if I like it or not. I'm preferring adulthood. DMB. I should watch Digimon. I'm sure I'd enjoy it. I don't know who Hassan Piker is at all. Respectfully, I'm so glad that I don't PMS. Being a man sucks, but I don't. It does have its benefits. Yeah, right. You depress around the winter holidays. Your birthday is Christmas Eve. That's a weird time to have a birthday. Kind of sucks. Do you ever bed rot still? It's been a couple years since I bed rotted. I've never had psychosis that wasn't drug induced. I mean, I've been under the influence of psychedelics, so technically that's psychosis. I'm awake, but it's 2 a.m. where I am. But thank you for your channel and everything that you do. You're welcome. Thank you, Dukel. Imagine the universe exists but doesn't. In 2 rules of thermodynamics, you can't destroy energy and you cannot destroy. You cannot. Yeah, that might be true. My daily routine, I don't really even know if I have a daily routine. I just kind of wing it every day. I just turned 25 and I find myself, I'm much more easily hot-tempered these days. Yeah, you just got into, you probably almost burnt out or something. Glad you like the pros, Hassan. Uncertainty scares me. I don't like uncertainty, but everything is uncertain, truly. Thank you for saying I have beautiful hair, Ronaldo. 623, if you're tired, you should go to bed. The disabilities that I have are ulcerative colitis, which is a physical disability, as well as ADHD. I haven't gotten any real life dates from the YouTube attention, unless you count my podcast with Raymond, which was not real life. Last time I had a crash out was like a couple days ago. Took 24 pills of DXM. Well, I did drink a bottle of Robitussin once just to meet the Hat Man, and all it did was make me throw up. I chatted with Raymond before the stream, but yeah, we didn't really chat much. Crashed out on Ringo TV's stream last night at the idiot mayor of Chicago. Crazy. Raymond is not my boyfriend, Samira. People scare you lately. Can't seem to connect with anyone. Doing a routine is like actual torture. I agree. I have ADHD. I have a hard time maintaining a routine. I have had a lot of cavities in my adult teeth. I have one right now that needs to be filled, actually. I don't know what else to talk about. For me, I have a hard time keeping time focused because my thoughts are all over the place. Same here, the place. Oh, you like my side profile? I'll do this. Do a little bombastic side eye. Imagine if unicorns and dragons returned, our world would be a lot better. True that. I'll probably do more than once a week sketching stuff for horsemen. My last wife turned into be the most likely a foreign asset, so that was interesting. I've always wanted a wife, but not that kind. Weird. I'm doing pretty good today, Catherine. You like the fan club here, Tom? What's up, Michael? Always happy to see you. Does anyone ever just feel their temples just straining for no reason, like your body cannot physically react? Oh, Angel. For me, I keep my tension in my shoulders and in my neck, and I cannot release it. I've had massages, and it's like no matter what I do, my neck and my shoulders are always tight and tense. Outstanding innovation. I still smoke, sort of. I kind of quit, but I still kind of do it. You know they target people with ADHD with gambling advertisements. I didn't know that, 623. That's low. That's pretty low. I don't know if I have a favorite person, DMB. Hot shower and a massage. Sounds good to me. Thanks for making a channel. You're welcome, Tara. Have I ever been to Chattanooga? Actually, my grandparents used to live there, Samira. They used to live in Chattanooga. So yes, I have been there. Shelby, is this the most male attention you've ever had because of internet exposure? I guess so, basically. Deal with crippling ADHD myself. Relatable. Denise, my email is in my bio. Sorry. I'm a bit tired. It hasn't really, I don't really let it affect my self-esteem. I think this channel has been good for my self-esteem in general, but it's not just the attention. I think it's just the fact that I'm able to express myself in a certain outlet where people relate to me. Can't have a hot shower for too long because it's like going to a sauna. The sensations are too overwhelming and I keep thinking of other various shit I gotta do. True. Are you still gonna make friends and join communities and look for a job? All of those things are happening currently. The job search thing is hard because I've applied to every single place that I'm qualified to apply for in my area. And none of them have called me back. This is my free therapy. I'm getting paid to talk about my problems, which is pretty epic. In regards to male attention, has that ever impacted your self-esteem? I think it has. I think negative male attention has affected it. Not having enough of it has affected it. Just like the wrong kind and not enough of the right kind. I wouldn't say I'm completely addicted to nicotine. I don't use it every day, but I'm getting better at it. It's in there, Denise. I know I posted it. You just have to look for it. I don't know who you are, but Raymond is talking about you now. Came to say hi. Oh, what's up, Raymond? Raymond's person. Is Raymond streaming right now? Have you seen many of Raymond's videos? I've been recently, and he's an interesting and angry dude. Yeah, I like Raymond. I watch a lot of his videos, not every day, but I'm on Indeed all day long, Steven. Andrew will trade. We're gonna help you. All right, Tom. Thank you, Tom. This helps lessen isolation for all of us. Thank you. You're welcome, Boosted Pastime. It's all we can do, really. Opportunity shows up unexpectedly. Everybody loves Raymond. Who is Raymond? He's another YouTube channel. My thoughts on therapy is that it's overpriced, and it hasn't really benefited me nearly as much as psychedelics. You're medicated at the moment. Would you say medication is worth it? Mine has helped. It helped stabilize me during a very intense crisis. I don't really get how people get psychotic off of ChatGPT. You filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Damn. That's rough. Yeah, I kind of agree that therapy is a waste of money and time. Ampharos was like, I don't even know why it's my favorite. It was just like one of the first Pokemon that I caught. And he's one of the first ones that I fully evolved, and he's been on my adventure squad for a long time. ChatGPT validates you more than anyone else in your life. I think it's kind of designed to do that. You got way too high when I was getting my book. Oh my god. ChatGPT is the ultimate yes man. It will agree with anything you say. And ChatGPT is also often wrong. Facts on facts. You hate being American because of how shitty it is here? I kind of feel the same way, Andrew. It's pretty rough out here. I'm getting a bit tired. I'm not really sure how much longer we're going to go on. You want to move to America, Patty. Where do you live right now? You love what it should be, not what it is. True that. Canada, stay in Canada. You got free healthcare. Are men more drawn to you or women? What kind of women friends have you had in your life? The most female friends I have are usually very intelligent people. The ones one of my friends is now a doctor. She's actually ironically a psychiatrist. The other one is a physics teacher. And the other one's a nanny. What's up, Pixel Art Journey? What's up, DMB? I'm Australian. Good day, Shelby. Shitty here too. Sorry to hear that. I spent years in school, but everyone wants the same jobs. I'm aiming for a 1-year degree to get a WFH position. Seems like there's more people in similar situations than I thought. Yeah, it's a worldwide pandemic right now of unemployment. I just jumped on. Hope you're doing good. What's up, Zombie Rabbit? Country are you coming from? America is not all it's cracked up to be. She's from Canada and she wants to move. I don't know why. I'm an artist, but I got major burnout. How do you get over the task paralysis and fear to keep going? There's a really good art channel called Adam Duff Lucid Pixel, and Adam Duff makes these art talks, and he makes a lot of videos on that kind of topic. There's a lot of great art inspiration out there because I really don't even know how I got through my burnout. America sucks so bad. Yeah. Samira, these friends, some of them are from high school, and then some of them I met in rehab. The one that became a psychiatrist I met in high school. I'm kind of tired. Do I plan on getting married or being in a relationship? I don't really plan on anything these days. I'm just trying to do it one day at a time. You should always subscribe to Adam Duff. Gotta love Adam Duff's art talks. This is not my first live stream. This is my 4th stream of the day, believe it or not. I'm glad that this channel has helped with your mental health, Samira. Yo, Insatiable Nomad, I kind of agree with that. There is definitely something about a circle jerk when it comes to trauma. Everyone's trying to have the worst backstory. Was I in the rehab room with them? I'm not sure. We had group therapy together. Should make album covers with my art. I've done a couple album covers before, believe it or not. Can't stand the shitty life circle jerk. That's why I quit going to support group meetings. I actually applied to a few smoke shops, DMB, but none of them called me back. Make more videos on the stop thinking, start doing topic. Okay, I'll write that down. Any other suggestions for videos? And no, I don't smoke weed because it makes me paranoid and very tired. But if anybody has any ideas on future videos that you would want to see, this is right now a time to suggest them. I don't really make stories typically. Like the one you did with how YouTube changed your life with under 10K subs. Okay. A video on art burnout. I could definitely do that. I could do an art talk type thing, but I don't know how many of you are actually artists. Do a video outside of my home. You mean like go to a different location? I could do that. I'd have to use my phone though. But I could go to like an interesting location. Art Talks might give me new viewers. That's true. Does audio drama count as art? I think so. If it's about the codependency thing, my partner is super sweet and not abusive or anything. You just cling to people. I want fulfilling relationships more than anything, but it's nowhere to be found. Guess I'm just going to have to read a lot of books and other ways of having vicarious experiences. I could talk about my art. Taking things one step at a time. All right, I'll think about all that. Son, those are good ideas. I don't really know why everyone wants me to marry Raymond. It's kind of funny. I don't really get it. Whew. There are some weird people here. I agree with that. Beating procrastination is a good one. Oh, a Draw My Life would be cool. Yeah, Raymond is very intelligent. He's a good speaker, but he is very depressing. I might just do this for like 2 more minutes and then go. You think you might have BPD? Either that or schizoid, avoidant personality. Having to qualify for things pushes us beyond our limits. We should just have positions given to us. Yeah, that'd be nice. I could write that. Do you think that life would have been better or worse had you been born a man? I'm sure it would probably suck still. At least I have great hair. I think we're almost done. How to start later in life? Okay. Wrote that down. Loving yourself is cliche. You can love yourself and still be spit on by others and suffer. I agree with that, flying rat. You love my scripted rants. I'm glad you do. Not everyone does, but if you want unscripted, you can always watch my lives. Yeah, that's what I hear, Boosted Pastime. It's hard and lonely unless you're freaking rich. Scarlet Street, I'll look at it. I'll take it from you. I don't think being a man is that much better, but being a female can be lonely as well. Like, you have to worry about getting sexually assaulted all the time. You're always afraid and you have to watch your back because every man could be a predator. And it's those predatory men that make life difficult for the men that aren't predators. 5 mil is the new middle class. I would rather just be born like a cat. I would want to be one of my cats. I wouldn't want to be a man or a woman. I'd just be like a cat. Like, if I was born a man, are you saying like I'm just an average guy? Or am I a Chad? Am I a Giga Chad? Because I'd spawn in as a Giga Chad any day of the week. All right, Adam. Hope you have fun getting drunk. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up and say goodbye. I really appreciate you guys. And it was good talking to you. So, yeah, Giga Chad is cheating. Average is the true experience. That's true. All right, guys. I'm going to see you later. Everybody say bye to everybody in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.